Online Standards are pleased to announce the release of a new product designed to complement the long-awaited code BS9999 Fire Safety in the Design, Management and Use of Buildings, and this is the BS9999 Online Calculator. Now, this is a web-based application which will change the way requirements of various codes and standards are determined. This calculator will allow you to instantly carry out any calculations based on BS9999 and be confident in the result. And it will also offer you the facility to offer your client alternative design solutions based on the fire safety facilities in that building. Now, this online calculator has been designed to make the application of BS9999 easier and give you the facility to also carry out a sensitivity analysis to vary parameters and identify immediately what's the impact on the staircase sizes of putting a mist system in, of putting a sprinkler system in, what's the impact on the travel distances by having early warning. It allows you to vary parameters and instantly see the impact. So what are the key features of our calculator? Well, first of all, it's web-based software, so there's no disk installation required. It's accessible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from anywhere in the world. It's compatible with PC and a Mac. It's user-friendly and easy to navigate. It will be instantly updated to reflect changes in the code, so you are confident you are working with the latest standard. Complex calculations can be carried out in seconds. Previously, you wouldn't be able to do these calculations. Now, it'll let you carry out complex calculations in seconds. Sensitivity analysis can be carried out by the touch of a button. Like I say, you can vary any parameter. The big factor is time saving. This will save you time. To carry out these calculations would take you time. This calculator will save you time and therefore save you money. Now, you can save, send or print any projects you're working on. And it is a totally secure application with individual user login facilities. So you've got your own projects, they're safe on the server. So how do you use the calculator? Well, first of all, you have to log on to the site, as you can see here. You log on, then you insert your username, which will be your email address, and then you will put in your password, which we will provide for you. Then this will show you the available calculators. So let's go through the BS9999 calculator. You click on the link, and this will show you the quick links. We call this the quick links. These are all the online calculators. Let's look at an example then. This is the travel distance calculator. The first thing you need to put in is the project name. As you can see there, we'll just call it travel distance. Then you select the method to determine your risk profile. You can either go straight for the risk profile or you can select from the drop down the occupancy. In this case, we'll go for a risk profile and we'll select A3. As you scroll down, you can see an A3 risk profile, travel distance starts off 45 and 18 metres. Now, what happens if you put sprinklers or a fixed suppression system in? Straight away it goes to A2 and the travel distance goes 55 and 22. You see you've increased the travel distance. Now it says here if there's a distinct benefit from AFD, but that means if there's early warning it goes to 63.25 and 24. Increase the ceiling height between 3 and 4 metres, 66.24. Between 4 and 5, 68.75 and 24. Once you finish your calculation, you can save it, or you can press print and it produces a PDF like this. This then can be submitted to building control with your application. That is the travel distance calculator. Now let's look at the vertical escape calculator. Now this is an extremely powerful calculator which can determine the staircase width of any building with up to 8 separate staircases and 60 stories. This calculator alone comprises of approximately 700,000 lines of .NET code, and it took 3 years to complete. How do you use it? First of all, you click on vertical escape and that opens up the calculator. Then you enter the name of the project. In this case, we'll just call it vertical escape. So you give the project a name. You've got to give it a name, your project. Next, you have to select the number of staircases. Up to 8. In this case, we'll select 4. Then you press next. This creates now 4 separate staircases. Then you have to select the number of floors above and below ground. So in this case, we'll select 4 above ground for the first one, 4, 2 and 2. Once you've selected the number of staircases above and below ground, select the evacuation strategy, press next. This brings you onto the calculator. Now you need to insert the number of people that are going to enter that staircase at the various levels, as you can see that I've done here. You have to put the number of people in that are going to enter that staircase at that level above ground floor. Then you go through a number of questions. Is it used by the public? If you're not sure, click on the blue question box. It'll give you advice on what that means. Next question. Is the staircase used for firefighting purposes? If it is, select yes. If not, leave it blank no. Height of the top floor of the building. In this case, the first staircase is 11 to 18 metres, the less to less than 18. And then you go through some other questions. Lobby approach. Is a central handrail required? Maximum to add in a fire situation, if known. If you know how many people are entering that staircase in a fire, you can override our calculator by inserting it. Then you have to select the risk profile. In this case, it's a B3, it's a shop. Is the sprinkler system fitted? If it is, obviously select yes. Does it serve an occupancy over 30 metres? Can a clear benefit of AFD be demonstrated or early warning? And the ceiling height, it's less than 3 metres, so we leave it. Is it used as a place of assembly? And then this calculator, when you press update, will give you the answer. And they are the staircase sizes for this calculator. Now, as you can see, the first staircase in this example was 3956 millimetres. Now, to do these calculations, how long do you think that would have taken you? 20 minutes? Half an hour? 2 hours? Now, what if I asked 6 experienced people to do exactly the same calculation? Do you think they'd all come out with exactly the same answer? Neither do I. Neither do I. Now, staircase 1 was 3956 mil. How wide do you think it would be if you put sprinklers in that building? How wide do you think it would be? Well, let's have a look. Let's select sprinklers are fitted. Then B3 becomes a B2 because that's how it works. That you change the risk profile. Press update. Let's have a look now what it'll come out as. Well, it comes out at 1859 millimetres. Can you see the impact that sprinklers have had? More than halved it. More than halved it. Massive impact. What would the staircase size be now if you put early warning? If you could demonstrate early warning, let's have a look what it would be. Well, it's 1581 mil. That's the size now with early warning. What happens if you increase the floor, the ceiling height on all the floors in that building? Well, let's have a look. Now it's 1481 mil. Do you see how it works? You're varying the parameters, you're varying the staircase size. It's gone down from 3956 to 1481 because you put sprinklers in, early warning and a high ceiling. This is how. Now, how long will it take you to do these calculations to vary it? With our calculator, you can do it in seconds. As you can see, this is an extremely powerful calculator which will enable you to determine the width of staircases quickly and accurately and see the impact of varying any parameter. Once you've carried out your calculations, you can save it as a project or print it out as a report similar to this. This will enable you to check the calculation and ensure you have inserted the correct inputs for the scheme that you are actually applying it to. Now, that is the vertical escape calculator, and I'm telling you now, that is a unique product. There's nothing like that in the world. Welcome to the exit width calculator. This calculator has been produced to assist the user in determining the aggregate exit width required for the compartment in question. Let's go through an example. The first thing you do is enter the name of the project. Then you select the typical risk profile. You can use the drop down or you can select the occupancy. That gives you there, for example, a bar is B2. Then you answer a few questions. Is a sprinkler system installed? Can a clear benefit from AFD be demonstrated? And the ceiling height. Next, you have to answer the density factor. In this case, we've selected a bar, and it's the density factor is 0.3. You don't have to use 0.3. You can select your own. You can override it by the number of people, or you can select the data that's supplied. Then what we've done is we've selected 456 square metres. That's the floor area, and this tells you there, number of occupants is 1520, and you need 6232 millimetres of aggregate exit width to get those people out. That's what you need initially. Now, what happens if you put in sprinklers in the bar? Well, it becomes a B1 now, and you see you only need 5472 mil. What if you put an early warning? Now you need 45862. Increase the ceiling height, 4378. Do you see, by varying any parameter, you change the aggregate exit width requirement for that particular occupancy? Then in our calculator, what you do is you put in the widths of exits, and it will work out how many people can be accommodated and how many people you've got left to accommodate. And our calculator, if there's more than one exit, it takes out the greatest exit width, which it should do. So in other words, if it's got 4 exits in a bar and you've got 4 2-metre ones, it will take out the biggest. So it lets you quickly and accurately determine the parameter for aggregate exit width. So do you see how easy it is to determine these parameters quickly and accurately with our calculator? You can also vary any parameter and instantly see the impact. When completed again, you can save it on your account or you can print it out and submit it. You might have to do a number of these calculations. You'll have different floor space factors. All the calculators have got overrides that you can override our default values, which we're trying to help you with. Adoption of BS9999 can result in an increase in the number of people on a licence and a reduction of the required aggregate exit width of a building. If you're using ADB, you might need 8 metres of exit. If you're using BS9999 you've got fire safety facilities in that building, like high ceilings, sprinklers, early warning, you can have 6 metres. Do you understand? That's the impact. All licensing people need to know this. They need to understand that this is very, very important in the industry. Yeah, and it's without compromising life safety. What they're saying is, based on the risk profile, those people will get out. Our BS9999 online calculator also incorporates the ventilation conditions calculator, which will enable you to determine the fire resistance of the elements of structure dependent on the ventilation conditions, the height of the building, risk profile, and the presence of fixed suppression or sprinkler systems. It lets you work out which table to use in the code. In other words, you can work out the ventilation conditions with our calculator and it'll tell you what fire resistance to specify, and it'll also let you vary any parameter and instantly see the impact on the required fire resistance. Because it's not straightforward now. If you've got good ventilation conditions, it can result in reductions in the required fire resistance of the elements of structure. But it involves doing calculations. Well, our calculator can do that. Our calculators will assist you in determining the requirements of BS9999, and it will be the future in fire safety. Welcome to the Water Efficiency Calculator. Now, Part G of the Building Regulations 2009 and the Code for Sustainable Homes requires an assessment of the design water use to be carried out. Now, the DCLG have issued a standard calculation methodology, and this online calculator is based on that methodology. This calculator has been produced working in conjunction with John Neal and has been designed to make it easier for you to determine the requirements of this assessment. This calculator establishes potential water use from dwellings based on the approved methodology, and it should be used in conjunction with the guidance in the approved calculation method. Well, how does it work then? Well, let's have a look at an example then. This is the calculator. First of all, you need to put the address in and a case reference number. Then you select the number of bedrooms. Then you go down and you start working out these parameters. You insert the taps, the type of taps, the flow rate and the quantity. Then we go to baths. You need to put the bath type in, the capacity to overflow and the number of baths. Section 2. Section 3, dishwashers. Again, put the dishwasher type in, litres per place setting and the quantity of dishwashers. Section 4 is kitchen taps. You put in the tap fitting type, the flow rate and the quantity. If there's more than one type, you follow it all down. Section 5 is showers. Again, shower fitting type, you put the shower type, the flow rate in and the quantity in. Next one's toilets or WCs. You put the WC type in, the full flush volume, the part flush volume and the number of toilets. 7 is washing machines. Again, washing machine type, litres per kilo and dry load, the quantity, and again, if you've got more than one, fill it in. Then you go for other fittings. If you've got waste disposal, put it in yes or no. And if you know the consumption beyond the 4% litres a day, put that in. You can also put in here override now. If you've got grey rain installed capacity, what it is, look at the guidance for that information. Press update and this calculator will instantly tell you whether you pass or fail. In this case, you failed. And it tells you all the calculations so you can work out how far have I failed by, what do I have to achieve. This tells you now you failed. You can go through the calculator, amend everything, and you can use the sensitivity analysis to vary any parameter and instantly see. This will help you comply with Approved Document G in working out the water efficiency.